Hello, everyone. Welcome to our final record session for the COP30 English training, our 5 class. Yes, in advanced. So here we are. And just like always in this class, we start with reviewing knowledge. But the class is This class is a big reviewing, so we can talk about this. Um, well, in today's class, we are going to revisit and spend everything we've learned from future tenses to modal verbs and phrasal verbs. Okay, we'll do it all in real COP30 situations, of course, guiding delegates, preparing meals, coordinating safety, and even talking about culture. Yes? Good. So let's rediscover knowledge, let's make connections, and let's get ready to use English with confidence at COP30. Fine? Let's start with okay. Future, modal, and phrasal verbs in your review, but let's start with the basics of the future. How to talk about plans, promises, intentions, okay? So how to think about the future and other things. That's our interesting point of view, okay? And we start with future simple, will, and going to. We often use will and going to talk about the future, but they are a little difference here. Will is for quick decisions, promises, and opinions, okay? And going to is for clear plans, predictions based on evidence. So that's the difference. In this structure about will, in affirmative way, subject, will, and base verb without to. In the negative, subject, will not, or want plus base verb. In the interrogative, will plus subject plus base verb. I will find you. Olha lá. Subject, will, subject, I, plus will, plus base verb, find you. And about going to, the structure is subject plus be, I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, they are, plus going to, plus the base verb. In a negative, subject plus be, am, is, are, not going to, base verb. Interrogative, be, am, is, are, subject going to, base verb. I'm going to touch you. I am, subject be, I am going to touch you. Okay? So, some examples in COP30 about future simple. The media team will cover the cultural fair tomorrow. The media team will cover the cultural fair tomorrow. Volunteers will assist international guests during the opening. The chefs won't serve meat at the sustainability lunch. The youth panel won't start before 10 a.m. Want, will not, okay? Will the minister visit the climate pavilion today? Will the minister visit the Climate Pavilion today? Will the volunteers receive new badges? Will the volunteers receive new badges? So, subject, the media team, will, and cover. Cover is the base verb. Subject, volunteers, will, verb, assist. Subject, chefs, want, will not, base verb, serve. The youth panel, subject, want, will not, the negative, start, the base verb. And in questions, the inversion, will, the subject, the minister, main verb, visit. Will, the volunteer, subject, receive is the main verb, okay? And about going to. So let's see it. We are going to distribute echo kits at the entrance. We are, verb to be here, going to distribute the main verb, echo kits at the entrance. The city is going to present its green mobility plan. The city subject is be verb, going to present is the main verb. The organizers aren't going to allow plastic bottles. The organizer subject aren't, be plus negative, going to main verb, allow, okay? I'm not going to miss the sustainability panel. I'm not going to miss. I am not, negative with be, going to, miss is the main verb, okay? Are you going to attend the youth engagement session? Are you, verb to be first. You, subject, going to, and attend is the main verb. Are you going to attend the youth engagement session? And is the team going to set up the booth this afternoon? Is, verb to be in question, the team, subject, going to, okay, and set up, our phrasal verb is the main verb here, okay? So is the team going to set up the booth this afternoon? And here we have a dialogue. Okay, there you are. Dialogue examples. Welcome to COP30. Will you attend the sustainability workshop today? Yes, I will. Could you tell me where it will take place? Of course, it will start at 3 p.m. in Pavilion C. Perfect. I'm going to register right now so I don't miss it. You'll receive a badge and a schedule at the registration desk. Great! I also check out the youth panel afterwards. Here we have the visitor say, yes, I will. That's a decision in the moment, okay? But when he says, I'm going to register right now, that's a plan. So, a clear intention. So we'll see. Will and going to are both future, but they show different nuances, okay? Another one. Yes. Will the mayor give a speech at the opening ceremony? Yes, he will. He is going to arrive at 10 a.m. with the delegation. Great. I will prepare my camera to cover the event. Excellent. The media team is going to record everything as well. Will there be a press area near the stage? Yes, and we'll have access with your badge. You will have access with your badge. So here we have questions. Will give, and the short answer, yes, he will. Okay? Will don't change, ever change with subjects. Good? He is going to arrive. He is going to. Here we have the verb to be, is, okay? The medium is going, okay? And you have access, you have, you will have the contraction. Good? Another one. I think I'll try the vegan dishes at the fair. Good choice. I'm going to taste the local acai bowl. Great. Will the chefs also prepare gluten-free options? Yes, they will. Everyone is going to find something delicious. I heard they also serve fruit juices with Amazon ingredients. Exactly. You should try the cupuaçu blend. It's amazing. Here we have an interesting thing about cupuaçu. How can I say cupuaçu in English? We don't say it. We don't translate cupuaçu. We don't translate açaí, okay? It's the same. Good? Because it's an origin dish in Amazon. So, cupuaçu, açaí. Fine? Okay. Now, let's move from future facts and promises to future actions that will be in progress. Let's see it. Future continuous in focus. So let's go. So let's imagine we are at COP30, okay? It's a busy place, very busy place. Many things happened at the same time. And to describe this, we use the future continuous, okay? We use it to describe an action that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. It's like we are taking a picture of a busy moment. So the structure is an affirmative, subject plus will be plus verb plus ing. I will be doing. I will be doing. Does it mean I will be doing? Eu estarei fazendo, okay? In a negative way, subject plus will not or won't be plus verb ing. And in an interrogative way, will plus subject plus be plus verb ing. We saw how it works with verb plus ing a time ago. Did you remember? So can you see it again in your notes? Okay. And now we have here, okay, yes, we have our future continuous in context. So at 10 a.m., volunteers will be checking IDs at the entrance. Volunteers, subject, will be checking. Check plus ing. Check is the main verb here, okay? Tomorrow afternoon, the chefs will be preparing traditional dishes. The chefs, subject, will be, okay? Prepare is the main verb, so preparing, ing. traditional dishes. Dishes no sentido de pratos. Então, aqui pratos tradicionais, pratos típicos, ok? The youth team won't be presenting during the morning session. Youth theme subject won't, will not be presenting, present plus ing. The media crew won't be recording the rehearsal tonight. Won't, will not be. Media crew is subject, recording is the main verb with ing. Will the logistics team be organizing the safety drill at 2 p.m.? Will, the verb, the logistics team is here the subject, be organizing, organize plus ing. Will the delegates be discussing food systems during lunch? The delegates subject, will, the inversion, be and discuss plus ing, discussing. Okay? Here we are. So, now we have some dialogues. Yes. Tomorrow at 8 a.m., the volunteers will be guiding visitors to the Green Pavilion, and the security team will be checking the entrances at the same time. Exactly. Meanwhile, I'll be supervising the registration desk. Perfect. Everyone will be working in coordination. The logistics team will be setting up the info booth near the entrance. I'll be updating the schedule on the app while they finish. Okay? So, here we see simultaneous activities. Yes, everyone is working at the same time, keeping the event safe and organized. This is very common in international events, of course. Many things happening together. Good. So, another one. Okay. And here we have the volunteers will be guiding. Volunteers, the subject, will be the structure, guiding, guide plus ing, guide is the main verb. Security team, the security team subject will be checking. I will be supervising. Everyone will be working. The logistics team will be setting up. Again, here, the phrasal verb, okay? I'll be updating, atualizando. So, the next one. At noon, we will be attending the youth panel at noon here. No, I'll be giving an interview to the international press. Great. The media team will be recording the panel while you are speaking. Perfect. I'll be sharing the key points with them afterwards. Will you be posting the interview on the COP30 platform later? Yes, and I'll be tagging the youth initiatives for visibility. So here, again, many things happening together at the same time and future plans. Okay, at noon, you'll be attending. And what more? It's a snapshot of a busy future moment, you see. Now, imagine it's 3 p.m. tomorrow at COP30, okay? What will we be doing? Will you be attending a workshop? Will you be working at a booth? Think about it. These steps help us coordinate and understand the flow of a big event. You see? Another dialogue here. Yes. At 7 p.m., will the chefs be preparing traditional dishes? Yes, they'll be cooking local recipes from Pará. Wonderful! I'll be tasting the acai bowl and tapioca while the band's playing. Exactly, everyone will be enjoying food and culture at the same time. Will they also be serving juices made with Amazonian fruits? Yes, including cupuaçu, tapereba, all fresh and local. Bacaba. Did you know bacaba? So, bacaba is an Amazonian fruit, palm fruit, uma palmeira, similar to açaí, with a dark red, purple, and spherical shell and creamy white avocado flavored fresh, you know? So, it's a kind of fruit from Amazonia, okay? Again, we can't translate this name. Good? Fine. So, what we have here, okay. In the sequence, sometimes we don't just want to say what will be happening. We want to say what will already be finished or how long something will have been going on, you know? For that, we use the future perfect and the future perfect continuous. There we are. So, let's see both of it. I'm sorry. The future perfect is for actions that will be completed before a specific time in the future. And the future perfect continuous shows how long an action will be in progress. Good? So I will have done. Future perfect. I will have been doing future perfect continuous. Now, about the structure. In future perfect, we have the subject plus will have plus past participle. About negative, subject plus will not or won't have and past participle. By interrogative, will plus subject plus have plus past participle. Okay? We can say things how, for example, by 5 p.m. By 5 p.m., I will have finished all my emails. Do you? Or she won't have arrived by the time the meeting starts. Or another example, will you have submitted the report by Friday? Okay. And the structure about future perfect continuous, the duration tense. We have subject plus will have been plus verb plus ing. So by 2025, I will have been working here for 5 years. Or a negative, subject plus will not or won't have been plus verb ing. They won't have been waiting long if we are on time. That's a fact. They won't have been waiting long if we are on time. Se estivéssemos no horário. And the interrogative way, will plus subject plus have been plus verb ing. Will he have been traveling for 24 hours when he lands? It's a possibility. So, a quick comparison here. Future perfect has a focus on completion of an action, and future perfect continuous a duration of an ongoing action. Future perfect respond the answer what will be finished. What will be finished. And perfect continuous the answer how long will something happening. About the structure, in the future perfect will have plus past participle. Finished, done, whatever. And about future perfect continuous will have been plus verb ing. Have been working, have been waiting. That's it. So that's our structures, okay? And the examples here. Okay, about future perfect. By 5 p.m., the volunteers will have registered 50, 500 guests. Okay, by 5 p.m., the volunteers will have registered 500 guests. 555. It's not imagination. The volunteers subject will have. Register is the main verb in past participle. Okay. By next week, the city will have launched its green mobility plan. The city subject will have the structure launched, the past participle of launch. The chefs won't have finished preparing the dishes before the opening. The chef subject won't, will not, have, finish is the base verb in past participle. Okay? The media team won't have edited the footage by tonight. The media team subject won't have, will not have edited the past participle. Will the organizers have completed the safety checklist by noon? Will the organizers have completed the safety checklist by noon? The inversion of the structure, will the organizer subject have completed. Completed is the main verb in past participle. Will the delegates have visited all the pavilions by Friday? Will the delegates have visited all the pavilions by Friday? Delegates, subject. The inversion, will, and have a visit. Okay. And here is important to think about. Did you remember about past participle? The third form of a verb, yes, did you remember? So it's the form we use for several important jobs like making perfect tenses, have, has, had, and the verb, and passive voice. So is, was, were, and the verb. And for most verbs, it's easy. For others, you just have to memorize them. The pattern is regular verbs, we add ed, okay? And for most verbs, you simply add ed to the base form. Work, worked. Here in our examples, edit, edited, complete, completed. Visit, visit. So that's it. Um, but we have irregular verbs. Did you remember? So often change spelling. Uh, these are the tricky ones. They don't follow the ideal rule. You often have to learn them by heart to memorize. So, verb to be, our simple past is was or were, and the past participle is been. And here we have been imperfect, in future perfect continuous, we have been about past participle of to be. Um, we have go in the simple past, went in the past participle, gone. We have do in the simple past, did in the past participle, done. Okay, so there are many irregular verbs. We saw all of them, yes, in our preview classes. So, and it's important to remember that the past participle is a helper verb, okay? It cannot work alone. It always need another verb to support it. Good? So we have here in our example about future perfect, have to support done, for example. Have to support registered, have to support launched. So there we are. Okay? Did you remember all of this? Perfect. And what more? I think that's it. By tonight I will have writing the report. By tonight I will have writing the report. They will have left by the time we arrive. Good. So, our future perfect continuous examples. I will have been doing this all the time. By the end of the day, the chefs will have been cooking for 6 hours. By the end of the day, the chefs will have been cooking. Good. By 4 p.m., the volunteers will have been guiding visitors since morning. The volunteer subject will have been the structure guiding visitors since morning. The logistics team won't have been working on the setup for long. Won't, will not have been working. The, the musicians won't have been rehearsing all afternoon. The musicians won't have been rehearsing all afternoon. Won't, will not here. Okay? Will the media crew have been filming since the opening ceremony? Will the media crew have been filming? Okay. Will the chefs have been preparing meals since early morning? Will the chefs have been preparing meals since early morning? Okay. It's so far so good. Fine. Teacher, we have the future perfect continuous in Portuguese? Yes, absolutely. Portuguese has a direct equivalent to the future perfect continuous tense, you know? It's called futuro perfeito contínuo, or sometimes futuro contínuo do pretérito in some grammar, okay? The concept and usage are virtually identical to English. It's used to emphasize the duration of an action that will have been ongoing until a specific point in the future, you know? So our structure we use with ter no futuro. Terei, terá. Estado trabalhando. For example, I will have been working. Eu terei estado trabalhando. I will not have been working. Eu não terei estado trabalhando. So, we have this in our Portuguese language as well. Okay? Good. And continuously, we have here all our dialogues, of course. By the time the minister arrives, the media team will have prepared all the equipment. Excellent. By then, I will have written the opening article. Great. Meanwhile, the volunteers will have been welcoming visitors for more than 2 hours. Perfect. Everything will be ready and running smoothly. The logistics team will have completed the booth setup by 9 a.m. and I will have been updating the press feed since early morning. Teacher, you are not talking about the translation because you know the translation, okay? You know all of them. So, our dialogue here. Let's see it. This, the media team will have prepared. This is about precision time. The coordinator states the media team will have prepared. The media team, the subject, will have prepared the structure. It's be a specific moment, this focuses on the completion of the task before the minister arrival. The journalist matches this with I'll have writing another completed action. So then the coordinator shifts the duration with the volunteers will have been welcoming for more than 2 hours. This highlights their continuous effort, not just the result. It's a perfect blend of both tenses, Another dialogue? Yes, here we are. By tomorrow night, will the musicians have finished the rehearsals? Yes, they will have prepared 3 different shows. Amazing. By then, the audience will have been waiting eagerly for the performances. Exactly. The cultural fair will have been alive with excitement all day. I'll have taken dozens of photos by the time the last show begins, and the volunteers will have been distributing programs since the morning. Here the focus is on cultural preparation, The visitor asks about completion. Will the musicians have finished? The organizer confirms they will have prepared. Then the dialogue beautifully uses the continuous form to describe the audience's emotion. See, the audience will have been waiting eagerly. This tense adds depth, showing the prolonged anticipation, not just the simple fact that they will wait. So it's very beautiful here. And will have been waiting shows the duration, the waiting that continues up until that time. And will have prepared shows something finished before tomorrow night. That's the difference between the 2 structures here, okay? Another one, that's a word here where eagerly, waiting eagerly, ansiosamente. I think this is a new word in our vocabulary. Good. Fine. Another dialogue. By the end of this week, the chefs will have served, oh my God, all of the 10,000 meals. That's impressive, very impressive. By then, they will have been cooking non-stop for hours every day. Yes, and by tomorrow afternoon, visitors will have tried dozens of local recipes. Exactly, by then, everyone will have been experienced the culture of Pará through food. The nutrition team will have prepared special juices with Amazonian fruits, and the chefs will have been adjusting the menu based on feedback all week. I think it's very interesting, This dialogue uses statistics and effort, The delegate states an impressive future equipment. The chefs will have served 10,000 meals. That's the future perfect, focusing on the completed number. The volunteer then acknowledge the immense effort behind it. They will have been cooking non-stop. This is the future perfect continuous, highlighting the continuous grueling work required to achieve the goal. It tells the whole story. That's it. So, uh, we've mastered the timelines of verbs here, but language isn't just only just about time. So, so it's about nuance and it's about being polite, make suggestions, expressing rules. For that, we need the magic of modal verbs for obligation, possibility, advice, institutional rules. So let's review them. Okay. Okay. And modal verbs are powerful, very powerful. They change the meaning of the sentence without changing the main verb. And we divide this model in uh, can and could for ability and polite requests, may and might for permission for uncertain possibility. We have must and have to for obligation. We have should, ought to, and had better for advice. We have would for hypothesis, for preferences, and another one, teacher. Yes, we have shall for formal and institutional commitments. So let's see all of them now. Here we have can and could. We use can and could to express ability, possibility, polite requests. The structure, subject, can or could, and base verb. The negative, subject, cannot or can't, could not or couldn't, and base verb. And for interrogative, can or could plus subject plus base verb. Okay? About may or might for permission. For uncertain possibility, the structure is subject plus may or might, base verb. Negative with subject, may not, might not, and base verb. And interrogative with may or might plus subject plus base verb. Here is important. We don't have contractions for may not and might not. Okay? Good. Our examples here with can and could. Volunteers can assist guests in multiple languages. Journalists could interview the mayor after the panel. Delegates can't enter without their badges. I couldn't attend the workshop due to a scheduling conflict. Can I take photos during the cultural performance? Yes, you can. Could we reschedule the safety briefing? So, can and could. Poder, podem, poderiam, ok? Can, pode. Could, poderia. Ok? Can and could. Now, may and might. You may enter the pavilion after registration. We might need extra volunteers tomorrow. Visitors may not bring plastic containers. The chefs might not prepare gluten-free options today. May I speak to the coordinator now? Might the panel be postponed due to rain? Poder. Pode, não pode, talvez não possa. Tá? Percebam que o might, inclusive, aqui, né, o painel pode ser adiado. Os chefes talvez não preparem, então podem não preparar, tá? Então, essa questão do might também como poder. So, may and might here. Good? Another five. We have must and have to express strong obligation or necessity. In the structure, subject plus must or have to and base verb. About negative, subject plus must not or don't have to and base verb. An interrogative, must plus subject plus base verb or do plus subject plus have to plus base verb. Here is something special, you know. One thing, must subject base verb, okay? Must subject base verb. And about the structure, in the present, we use have to for I, you, we, they, and has to for he, she, it. Good? In negative, we need the auxiliary. We need to use do or does with have to. Here's the key. You know, have to is not a true modal. So it needs the auxiliary do or does to form negatives. You don't have to wear formal clothes. Você não precisa usar roupas formais. He doesn't have to attend the meeting. Ele não precisa participar da reunião. Understand? Good. We have to submit the report by 6 p.m. Nós temos que enviar o relatório até as 18 horas. She has to follow the safety protocols. Ela tem que seguir os protocolos de segurança. So, she has to. We have to. You don't have. He doesn't have. And in the interrogative way, again, we need do or does is necessary here to form questions. Just like with regular present tense verbs. Good? Do I have to check in every morning? Do I have to check in every morning? Eu tenho que registrar minha chegada todas as manhãs? Or does she have to speak at the panel? Ela tem que falar no painel. Does she have? Good? So, unlike the other modal verbs must, should, can, which are followed directly by the base verb and don't need auxiliaries, have to is a semimodal. It behaves like a regular verb in terms of conjugation and syntax. Okay? So in modal, we say, must she go? She must not go. And with the same modal have to, we say, does she have to go? Or she doesn't have to go. Okay? Another three, we use should, ought to, and had better to give advice and recommendation. Good. Our structure, subject and should, or ought to, or had better, and base verb. In the negative, subject with should not, or ought not to, or had better not, plus base verb. And interrogative, should, or ought to, or had better, plus subject, plus base verb. So, must and have to for obligation, and should, ought to, had better, to advice and recommendation. Fine, good, so far so good. So let's continue here. Volunteers must follow the safety protocols. We have to submit the daily report before 6 p.m. Visitors must not enter restricted areas. You don't have to wear formal clothes at the fair. Must we completed the checklist before the opening? Do I have to attend the media briefing? Okay, fine. In continuous, should, ought to, and had better. Delegates should stay hydrated during the event. Countries ought to follow the Paris Agreement. We had better prepare the booth before the visitors arrive. You should not ignore the emergency instructions. Governments ought not to delay climate actions. We had better not delay the cultural presentation. Should we include the food waste in the sustainability report? Ought delegates to present their proposals today? Had we better prepare the booth before the visitors arrive? Okay. Here an interesting. Ought not to. No ought to not. Ought not to. Not in the middle, okay? Had better not. Had better not. Not after. Had better. Fine, so far so good. Let's continue. About, another two. Yes. Here we have would to express hypothetical situations, polite suggestions, and preferences. The structure, subject, would, and base verbs. Would not or wouldn't and base verb. Would, subject, and base verb. And here we have another one. Shall. Shall. We use shall for formal suggestions, polite invitations, and institutional declarations. It's more common in British English and often appears in official legal or protocol contexts, like the commitment made at COP30. Então, shall, estamos vendo pela primeira vez, ele é mais formal para compromissos institucionais, aqui para convites formais, enfim, e ele costuma ser mais comum no British English, no inglês britânico. I remember a very, very good friend, and he often say, shall we? Shall we? Né? No sentido de vamos, ele me convidava sempre, né? Um amigo querido. Enfim, the structure about shall, subject shall, and base verb. In the negative, subject shall not or shan't and base verb. In interrogative, shall, subject, and base verb. If you, just like me, like the Lord of the Rings, the Society of the Ring, this Gandalf's iconic line, You shall not pass. It's one of the most powerful uses of showing pop culture, and it's a perfect example to illustrate its formal and emphatic tone. You shall not pass. Um, in Peter Jackson's film adaptation, Gandalf stands on the bridge of Cazeldoon, if I remember, and confronts the Balrog. He begins with, "You cannot pass," then escalates to the more forceful, "You shall not pass." Interestingly, in Tolkien's original book, Gandalf repeats "You cannot pass" multiple times, but the film adaptation chose "You shall not pass" for a dramatic impact. So I like it. I like it so much. You shall not pass. The Fellowship of the Ring, the Lord of the Rings. Okay. And continue here. Would. Examples of modal verb would in context. I would join the youth panel if I had more time. She would help with the setup if asked. He wouldn't attend the session without confirmation. We wouldn't recommend skipping the safety drill. Would you support the Green Mobility Initiative? Would they organize another cultural fair next year? Okay. And examples about shall. Delegates shall follow the sustainability guidelines. The city shall implement the Green Mobility Plan by 2026. Volunteers shall not enter restricted areas without permission. Volunteers shall not pass. The press team shall not publish unofficial statements. Shall we begin the safety briefing now? Shall I guide you the information book? Shall we? Okay? Shall we? Shall I? Shall I? The contraction here. Good. Together. On together now. Our dialogues. You must show visitors the emergency exit cleared. Of course, we can guide them right now. Good. The visitors should also listen carefully to the instructions. Yes, and they had better stay calm during the drill. They must not leave the designated area until the sign-on is given. I'll also send the safety map to their phones. So, this dialogue is a powerful of models. The officer starts with a strong obligation. You must show. Non-negotiable. You see? Non-negotiable. You must show. The volunteer responds with ability. We can guide. The officer then gives advice. Visitors should also listen. And the volunteer agrees, using strong advice with a consequence. They had better stay calm. Finally, a strong obligation. They must not leave. Okay. So I think this conversation shows how different models create a clear protocol hierarchy. Continuing, another dialogue. Could I interview the coordinator now? I'm sorry, you may wait until the panel ends. Understood. Should I prepare my questions in advance? Yes, that would be very helpful for the coverage. I'll also check the lighting setup before we begin, and I'll confirm the press schedule with the organizer. This is a lesson in professional politeness. The journalist uses a polite request. Could I interview? The media officer here gives polite permission. You may wait. The journalist then asks for advice. Should I prepare? And the officer responds with a polite and helpful phrase. That would be very helpful. Notice would. Here softens the response, make it more tentative and polite, This is the language of professional cooperation here. And another one. We have another dialogue here? Yes, we have. Can I take photos inside the cultural fair? Yes, you may, but you must avoid using flash. Thanks. Should I buy tickets for the dance performance? No, you don't have to. The event will be open to all delegates. Would it be better to wear traditional clothes for the show? Absolutely. That would show respect and appreciation for the culture. So, uh, this conversation is all about permission and cultural sensitive. The visitor asks for permission. Can I take photos? The volunteers gives permission with a rule. You may, but you must avoid mixing permission and obligation here, the visitor checks for necessity. Should I buy? And the volunteer removes the obligation. You don't have to. Finally, they use a hypothetical question with would to ask for advice on cultural respect. Would it be better? This shows how models navigate social and cultural rules here, And we have another one with shall. Shall we start the emergency protocol review? Yes, delegate shall receive the updated checklist. Perfect. The volunteer should not enter the restricted zone during the drill. Agree. Let's begin the session now. I shall also send the update map to all team leaders, and the press team shall publish the official schedule by noon. So, shall here, um, I think it's more formal declaration for command for language. They're institutional for strong promises, determinations, and here we have here this in examples of this dialogue. Okay, and now we have the structure and the nuance. Now let's make our English sound natural, fluent, and action oriented. For that we need the energy of phrasal verbs. There we are. We need to talk about these guys here. I think it's we know these are extremely common, and you hear them everywhere during COP30. So, what are phrasal verbs? We talk about it, and phrasal verbs are a verb with a preposition combinations, verb and preposition. Their meaning is often not literal, so you need to learn them in context. That's the problem. And that's the very problem here. But I think that they create a new and more expressive meaning, and it's very good. They are essential for sounding natural, has a fast-paced event like COP30. And here we organize the phrasal verbs by function in the context of COP30. So we have about collaboration and support. Let's team up to organize the youth campaign. Youth leaders team up to promote sustainability projects. Volunteers look after children in youth activities. Volunteers look after visitors, ensuring safety and support. So for collaboration and support, we have team up to, and look after. Look after. Colaborar e cuidar, neste caso. Ok? Colaborar e cuidar. And what we have here, another, about organization and execution. The cultural team will set up a concert tonight. The cultural team will set up a concert tonight. Set up. Volunteers are setting up the sustainability boat. Volunteers are setting up the sustainability boat. We must carry out the safety drills before the opening. We must carry out safety drills before the opening. The logistics team carried out the evacuation test successfully. The logistics team carried out the evacuation test successfully. We need to work out the logistics before the fair starts. Workout. Organizers worked out solutions to scheduling conflicts. The panel might be put off because of the storm. They put off the cultural show until the minister arrives. So, here is interesting to see. Clean up, look after, show how we express collaboration and care in efficient terms that everyone understands immediately. Here, verbs like set up, carry out, work out are essential for event planning. They turn complex actions into simple, clear instructions that teams can execute efficiently. And it's important to see that the verb part can be conjugated. The particle stays the same, but the verb part can be conjugated. So, they set up the boot every morning. Set is in present tense. But I can say they set up the boot yesterday. They set up the boot yesterday. Set is in past tense. It's the same form here because set is irregular, but they set up the boot yesterday. She looked after the children during the event. Look at is in the past tense. Look at after. Just like here, work it out, carried out, okay? We can talk in present continuous. We are setting up the stage now. Are setting, verb in present continuous. We are setting up. We can talk, they have run out of supplies. They have run out of supplies. Have run is the verb in present perfect. So, it's important to know about it, okay? That the verb can be conjugated. Never the particle, only the verb. And that's it, I think. It's very important. You never split the particle from the verb when conjugation, the tense here. And inseparable phrasal verbs, you can insert the object between the verb and particle, but the verb still gets conjugated. Just like she turned off the lights. Turn it off. Desligou. She turned the lights off. Turned the lights off. Turned is in past tense here. Okay? And continue. Here we are about participation and registration. We have here phrasal verbs like take part in and sign up for that are essential for participant engagement, you know. Uh, and I think here check-in is perhaps the most important phrasal verb for event registration. Delegates will take part in the youth forum. Many volunteers took part in the climate walk. You can sign up for the biodiversity workshop online. Participants sign up for the workshops and cultural events. Delegates check in at the conference hall every morning. I will check in before the sustainability panel begins. Check in, check out. Check in, check out. Did you know these phrasal verbs? I think so. Good. Continue here about communication and analysis. Communication and analysis section. I think these phrasal verbs drive professional dialogue, bring up issues, point out gaps, go over details, look into problems. This is how effective teams communicate and solve problems here. And our examples, the delegate brought up the issue of food waste. The delegate brought up the issue of food waste. Organizers bring up climate topics during panels. Brought up, past, okay? The speaker pointed out the lack of youth representation. The speaker pointed out the lack of youth representation. Pointed out past. Delegates point out gaps in climate policies. Delegates point out gaps in climate policies. We needed to go over the final agenda before the minister arrives. Delegates go over their notes before each panel. The committee will look into the transport delays. Committees look into proposals before approving their. Look into, investigar, go over, revisar, point out, destacar, bring up, mencionar. Good? And another, yes, about problems and solution section. Phrases for challenges. Run out of supplies, find out information, and turn into successes. This show the full life cycle of problem solving at events, I think, So, the canteen ran out of sandwiches at lunchtime. The canteen ran out of sandwiches at lunchtime. Run out, past. Food stalls sometimes run out of supplies. Food stalls sometimes run out of supplies. We needed to find out who is in charge of logistics. We need to find out who is in charge of logistics. Media teams find out breaking news before others. Media teams find out breaking news before others. The pilot project turned it into a national campaign. Turn it into past. Small ideas turn into large-scale sustainability projects. So, run out, ficar sem. Run out of, na verdade, tá? Run out of. Find out, descobrir. Find out, descobrir. Turn into, transformar. Turn into, transformar. Okay? And now we have our phrasal verbs in dialogues. Very good. So, let's team up to set up the youth boat. Team up to set up the youth boat. Great. I'll bring up the new sustainability posters. Perfect. If we run, I'm so sorry. If we run out of materials, check in with the logistics desk. Got it. I'll look after the setup while you go over the checklist. I also sign up for the youth panel to promote the booth, and I will go over the schedule with the media team. So, first of all, here we have two interesting things: set up, and here where you are after the setup. After the setup. Uh, the key difference, set up, is a two-word phrasal verb meaning to arrange or establish something, while set up is a single word noun referring to that arrangement or configuration. So you use the phrasal verb to describe the action and the one word noun set up together to name the result here. I think it's different and interesting. And this is the first thing I want to talk about. Now, listen to the action in this dialogue here. Let's team up to collaborate, set up the boat to assemble, to organize here, run out of materials, have no more left, and check in with, to report to contact, look after the setup, take care of here, and go over the checklist to review. So this short dialogue is packed with 7 essential phrasal verbs that drive action and collaboration. This is the language of getting things done, I think. Another dialogue here. Yes, we have. Yes, I do. Did the delegate bring up the issue of food waste? Yes, and he pointed out the lack of composting stations. I'll go over the notes before publishing the article. Good idea. Well, look into the feedback from the audience. I'll also check in with the press desk for updates, and we might put off the next panel to allow more discussions. Good. So here we are talking about communication, coordination, and this dialogue is about problem solving. Bring up the issue to mention something, pointed out the lack to highlight it, go over the notes to review, look into the feedback to investigate, check in with to contact, uh, here pour off the panel to postpone. So these phrasal verbs are the tools for analyzing situations, for communicating problems, for managing plans. So they are efficient and they are precise to do that. Here we have another dialogue. Yes, of course we have. Hello. We ran out of sandwiches during the lunch rush. I'll find out if the supply team can restock quickly. We also need to look into the mission ingredients. Let's work out a new delivery schedule for tomorrow. I'll go over the inventory and update the chicken team. And I'll sign up for the logistics briefing this afternoon. So here we have a dialogue about food and logistics, and we have here a classic logistics problem, run out of sandwiches this it means we have no more here, and find out, to discover, and look into the missing ingredients, to investigate, and work out a schedule to create or solve something, and go over the inventory to review, and sign up for to register. And I think this dialogue shows how phrasal verbs are used to identify a problem, to search for information, to implement a solution. So, this is practical and real world English. Good. Now, let's take everything we've heard, all the sentences, all the models, all the phrasal verbs, and see how they work together in one single and vibrant day at COP30. Dear God, so many sentences here. Yes, yes, but you can understand all of them. So, uh, picture, picture the scene. The sun has just risen over Berlin, and COP30 is about to begin. It's 7 a.m., and the volunteers, wearing green vests and comfortable sneakers, are starting their shift with energy and purpose. They are guiding the first visitors, smiling and answering questions with clarity. By the time the delegates begin to arrive, the security team will have checked all entrances, and the logistics staff will have been preparing the reception area for 2 hours. Cultural booths are being set up, colorful banners flutter in the wind, and the aroma of local dishes like açaí and tapioca fills the air. At 10 a.m., the media team will be broadcasting live interviews, while the chefs will be cooking traditional meals with regional ingredients. Everyone must wear their badges, and journalists should respect the restricted areas. After all, safety and organization are key. By noon, the youth panel will have started, and students will be presenting sustainability projects with enthusiasm and creativity. In the afternoon, cultural groups will perform vibrant dances, and by then the audience will have been waiting eagerly since early morning. The coordinator might announce changes to the evening schedule, but the volunteers will carry on with their tasks calmly and with dedication. By the end of the day, thousands of people will have joined the fair, and the city will have shown the world that climate action is not just necessary, it's already happening. So we have are going to start. Will have been preparing, will be setting up, must wear. Can you help a lost visitor? You should. Team up, find out what more. Will be cooking. Will you be attending a workshop? You could. By the end of the day, you will have had countless conversations. You will have been using your English all day long. So, this is how language lives and breathes at COP30. It's a beautiful mix of all these tools. And here our translate about this text here. Fine? Good. I like this. This gives. Um, whoa, whoa, what a journey we've been on together, you know. You've reviewed and applied all future verb tenses and explored the nuance of modal verbs and mastered the action-packed phrasal verbs essential for international events. We've worked with real and practical vocabulary, all grounded in the exciting context of COP30. Now, you have the tools, you know, you have the language to communicate clearly, to collaborate with the global teams, and um, to take part in discussions that truly matter, I think. Um, and remember this, okay? You are not just learning English. You are preparing to turn ideas into impact. I think I need to say congratulations on all your hard work. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your commitment. I am so excited to see the impact you will make. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and maybe I'll see you at COP30. You know, who knows? Thank you for everything. And congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. I see you around. Bye and thank you.